I don't know how long we've been live. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doritoboy podcasts. I'm your host Gabe, and I'm here with Matthew. Say hi. Thank you.
Hello, anybody that's watching.
I'm sure there's people watching. So, this is going to be our first ever episode, and we're going to suck really bad at this. So, try not to be too harsh with criticism. We are a new podcast show, and we do try our best.
So, can I introduce myself,
Criticism.
or did you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Okay, so my name's Gabe, I guess. We started this channel, me and Denki, to talk about, I guess, random subjects. I mean, that's really the point of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
All right, so on this episode, we're going to be talking about gun control. Now, this is actually a topic I love to explore because I know it's kind of controversial. There's that very few underlining people who think guns are the main problem of school shootings and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, guns do have a big role in that. But when we go down to the logistics of it, it's actually the people, the troubled people who cause the shootings. Not We're not supposed to blame the guns for the shootings. It's the troubled people that cause them. And I kind of feel like instead of aiming for more gun control, we should be aiming for tighter security in schools so that, you know, stuff like that will be prevented. Because think about it.
Wait,
What would be more
I don't
effective?
think I.
Well,
What
I mean, hold on, let me
did
just.
you say?
All right, so what would be more effective? Restricting guns or tightening up security? Because when you really think about it, if you take away someone's privilege of owning a gun, that's not going to stop them from owning a gun, period. There's stuff like the black markets out there. Criminals can still get guns and
Yeah.
stuff. And, I mean, so there's plenty of ways to get guns. So really, tightening gun control isn't going to do squat. Now, what I feel is that governors should pour their money more into school districts' security sector, I guess. I don't know what division that would be. So they need to start funding the security section of schools and tightening up security by, I don't know, hiring security guards, I guess. I mean, that's step one. Step one is to hire security guards, for sure. Metal detectors, cameras, lots of cameras, and there's a new system. There's a new system that operates like a fire alarm system, but instead of contacting fire department, when you pull down the lever, it contacts police. So I feel like schools should definitely invest in that. I know that's kind of expensive, but as I said, governors need to fund the school districts more so that they can be able to afford that stuff. So that's what I kind of feel needs to happen. What do you have to say about that, Matthew?
Alright, so I'm gonna introduce myself first, since you're most of the people watching are probably gonna be your followers. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I
So,
guess.
if you don't know who I am, the name is Danky3 on Google Plus Matthew. In case you would know my real name, Gabe already said it.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about myself is that my birthday is July 23rd, 2002. I was
That's
born
nice.
2002, and I'm in love with a fictional character, and that's basically all that there is to me. So, what I think about gun control is that I don't think that it's gonna stop people from owning guns, like
Right.
Gabe said.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of violates the Second Amendment, I'm pretty sure,
And
if I'm correct.
we also need to think about the people who cause these events, like Nicholas Cruz. he was going through some serious bullying and depression. So what I think the main problem of this situation is that we need to start, we need to start being friendlier to our classmates. We need to stop bullying. Bullying's been a long time problem in schools, and that's kind of what's fueling this ongoing trend of school shootings. So I feel like people should collectively, stop bullying kids and start being more friends with people in their school.
Well,
Because
I mean,
the more friends, the merrier, right?
yeah, well, I don't think that people are really gonna stop bullying per se, because
Yeah, that's
it's
the
just
sad
like a
truth.
thing that happens, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying bullying has to stop altogether. There's always going to be that instance where people are going to pick on weaker kids. But what I'm
Yeah, of
saying is
course.
we need to make a push. We need to make a push to end bullying, which is basically cutting the root for any future, I guess, school shootings. And I think that'd be the proper solution. Am I right? That'd be the
Yeah.
capital solution right there. So there really isn't much to say about this topic, but just be friendlier with kids in your school. If there's someone who's being constantly picked on, or he just he just doesn't fit in well, be that person who will be his friend. It will definitely help him and you in the long run, and you may never know. Like, this is grade school we're talking about. Like, no colleges are being shot up yet. So grade school, I guess, kids are really just maturing, and they're still kids and they're growing up to be adults. So by college, that one kid who would have been picked on a lot in grade school will most likely be someone very important or someone very rich. So you definitely want to be their friend, just in case, right? Like, you want to take your
Yeah.
chances. Yeah, that's what I kind of feel needs to happen. So, on this topic, if we are going to tighten gun control, and this is going to be the real kicker here, let's not tighten gun control at all. Okay? Let's let people buy guns. But here's what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on restricting ammunition, you know? Because think about it. What fuels a gun to shoot? Ammunition. That was a bad analogy. No,
Yeah.
what lets a gun be a gun? Ammo, right? So we should start taxing ammo so that it would be more difficult to buy ammunition, so that it would further aid in the prevention of school shootings. So I think ammunition control would be the right way to go. I don't know if other people will share the same views, but I think that's what would benefit most in this situation. So what do you have to say about this? Dude, you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, so what is your opinion on ammunition restriction instead of gun restriction? You think that
I
would
don't
work
really
better?
know if that.
I
I
mean,
don't really know if that would. I think that it would help a little bit,
it would help,
because
just like
yeah,
pushing to not bully or to prevent bullying in schools. That would be the final push. That would help, prevent school shootings just a little bit. But it's
yeah,
helping.
just
Honestly, I don't think there really is a real solution to solving school shootings. And gun control, certainly, in my opinion, is not the way to go. So, I think, contrary to popular opinion, guns aren't bad. I know people like to think guns are bad, but they're not. Guns are tools. So we're really just restricting tools if we're going to be restricting gun control. So you don't want to restrict tools because, it's a tool. It's a tool for life. So not everyone will share the same opinion, but I think, yeah, gun control should not be a thing. So definitely let's not go for gun control.
I don't think that we should go for control either.
Yeah, because it's exactly what I said. It's a tool, and we cannot take away that privilege from Americans.
Be nicer to your kids at school.
That too. That definitely will help. What guns would need control? Like, I mean, assault rifles, they're already restricted as they are. You need lots of licensing and paperwork to get one in the first place. So do SMGs and machine guns alike. But what about pistols? Pistols, I think it should be easier to get, right? But that's not the case. It's the case that shotguns are way easier to get than pistols. And the reason why shotguns are easier to get than pistols is because you can't hide a shotgun in your pocket like you can a pistol. That is bull. That is complete bull. You're taking away the fact that shotguns are more powerful than pistols because you can't fit a shotgun in your pocket like you can a pistol. And that's kind of just, no, that can't work. So I feel that pistols should be the least regulated gun instead of assault rifles and stuff, because you can't hide assault rifles, and assault rifles are pretty easy to find if you're hiding it in a truck or something like that. So definitely pistols have to be easier. Oh, but then there's the argument that, wait, would a bolt action rifle be technically considered a rifle? Like, by American gun control standards, would a bolt action rifle be considered semi-automatic? I mean, it kind of is. So, would it be considered like an assault rifle, like a semi-automatic assault rifle, even though it's not technically semi-automatic? You have to, crank the lever to use it and shoot it. But I think, just like pistols, bolt action rifles and lever action rifles should be as simple to get and to acquire. I think kids need to be exposed to bolt action rifles as early as they can.
Didn't you say that pistols were harder to get than firearms?
Yeah, no. Pistols are harder to get than shotguns nowadays.
Oh.
Like, that's what's happening now.
I think that pistols should be easier to get than shotguns.
Right? That's what I said.
Don't you think?
But what about bolt action rifles and lever action rifles? They're not technically considered like rifles by any government standard. They're kind of like they're hunting tools, like a bow and arrow. That's not a rifle, but it can do lethal damage. So can a bolt action rifle. So they're both not considered rifles. They're just hunting tools. But what if someone tried to shoot up a school with a bolt action rifle or a bow and arrow? What will we do then? So these are the questions congressmen need to ask themselves. And yeah, I don't think.
And you know what? You know what I also think? I'm pretty sure one of my friends said this in the old podcast I was in. If you can actually hear like gunshots and shit and flee, but like if knives are a thing, that's like it's gonna take a few people to drop to realize that people are dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, okay, so if you're talking about knives being used in place of a gun to terrorize a place, you're definitely right. People would notice less if someone terrorized a place with a knife than with a gun, because you can't really hear someone stabbing someone else because they have a knife.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think knife regulation is already tight as it is. It is pretty hard. I mean, in different states, it varies how you can carry a knife. In my state, you have to have it exposed in a holster, or else it's illegal. But I think the chances of someone terrorizing another place with a knife is it's kind of slim because for one, it's really inefficient. I mean, can take it. You're trying to kill a group of people with a knife than with a gun. It'd be pretty difficult. So I think we don't have to worry about knives being used to terrorize places. I mean, knives are silent and knives are lethal, but I don't think it'd be as effective as using a gun. So the probability of someone terrorizing a place with a knife is just it's almost nothing. Oh yeah, but there are throwing knives and there are knives that launch. Those are the dangerous knives. Those are knives you want to watch out for. So, anything else you want to say?
Yeah.
Uh, Anything else you want to say or put in? I think
Yeah.
I think we've said enough, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I guess the point of this podcast is let's not aim for gun control. Let's aim for either ammunition control or let's just do whatever we can to prevent school shootings and stuff like that in the first place. So, definitely try and stop bullying. Be friendlier with your classmates, and if you if you are sure that a classmate of yours is going through some kind of depression or he is planning to shoot up the school you're in, definitely tell a teacher. Or if he's going through depression, make sure you're just there for him because I don't think anyone needs to go through depression alone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody should suffer depression alone.
Yeah, that's something I can tell you from experience. So, I guess that
Yeah.
ends the podcast here. So, anything else you want to say before we end?
Uh, Monica from DDLC versus a bar of soap or some bullshit like that.
That's pretty hot right there. All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in, listening to our podcast. Again, we're not professional podcasters, and we are trying our best.
Hashtag professional.
Yes. All right. Well, this ends the stream. Thank you very much, whoever joined us. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark. Oh my god.